We send our blessings and grace to be with the families of the Mexican children who were murdered in Texas. We hope that their journey to recovery is a fulfilling one, a swift one. We hope that their Mexican ancestors will guide them in this process of grieving the unnecessary loss of their babies. We hope and pray that the Most High God put his or her hands of comfort around the families of those Mexican children who were murdered in Texas. I have no problem saying that. But let me tell you what I do have a problem with. I have a problem with multicultural Negropeans. I have a problem with multicultural Negropeans who got issues with black people, who put black people first. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 31 days a month, 365 days a year. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. Black people are my priority. Yes, I can express compassion and sympathy for any branch of the human family who is overcome with tragedy and trauma. No issue there. No debate there. No argument there. No disconnect there. But don't you multicultural loving Negroes, don't you ever break breath to take issue with black people who choose to put black people first. Our babies are murdered every day. No outrage from nobody. Our elders are killed every day. No outrage from everybody, from anybody. Police are murdering black people every day. No outrage from no other community. So when we say that we putting African people first, when we say we are putting black people first, when we say we are putting the race first, when we say we are unapologetically African, we are not saying that we dismiss the hurt and pain of another culture. We are not saying that we dismiss the hurt and pain of another ethnicity. We are not saying that we dismiss the hurt and pain of another race. What we are saying is that our priority, our number one responsibility, our magnum opus action will be directed at African people first. Because don't nobody cry for us. Don't nobody care about us. Don't nobody's heart skip a beat when they read that a black man was murdered, black boy was murdered, black girl was murdered, black child was murdered, newborn infant was murdered. Don't nobody heart skip a beat. And I'm not saying we need to imitate them, because we are not Europeans. We are Africans. I'm not saying we should imitate them. We are not Chinese. We are Africans. I'm not saying we should imitate them. We are not Mexican. We are African. I'm not saying we should imitate them. We are not East Indians and Arabs. We are African. But don't you dare try to make a black person feel bad because they are taking care of the home front. Don't you dare try to make an African feel bad because they are taking care of the home base. Don't you dare try to make an African feel bad because we say, if there's any crying that's going to be done, we're going to cry for black people first. See, some of you still don't understand what race first is all about. Some of you still don't understand what Pan-African nationalism is all about. Some of you still don't know what it means to say African family first. When you see that hashtag AFF, when you see that hashtag AFF, when you see that hashtag AFF, we not saying that we don't have an outpouring of compassion when another human group is hurt. We don't dismiss it because they're not African. We don't dismiss it because they're not black. We don't dismiss it because they're not the original man and woman. But we're saying when the original man and woman of black Africa is hurt, when the original man and woman of Africa has their life cut short. We're saying that when you mess with us, we're going to take care of us first. Us first, race first, African family first, Garveyism. Garveyism. Now let me say this. We went through the same thing when Russia invaded the Ukraine. Didn't we just go through the same thing when Russia invaded the Ukraine? Didn't I see you multicultural Negropeans running to the aid of the Ukrainians who were practicing racism against Africans in the Ukraine? Didn't I see you same religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropean? Didn't I see you same religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropeans talking about we got to stand in solidarity with the Ukrainians? We got to send money and take up collections and donations for the Ukrainians. And then y'all found out the Ukrainians was putting black mothers off the evacuation trains with infants. You saw the Ukrainians putting black families off the evacuation buses with infants. You saw the Ukrainians making black children get off the vans and get off the bus and get off the train for their dogs, not for their children. And that would have been unacceptable because all human life should be valued as equal. They made black people get off the bus for their damn dogs. They made us get off the buses in the Ukraine for dogs, and you sitting up here, you religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropeans, you sitting up here crying for Ukraine. No tears for war-torn Ethiopia. No tears for war-torn Congo. No tears for the Somalians bombed by America. No tears for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Here we go again. But whenever another group is offended upon, whenever another branch of the human family suffers a tragedy, our life is supposed to stop. Our life is supposed to stop when other people are hurt, but you don't even stop when people who look like you are hurt. When other people hurt, black people supposed to stop. But when we are offended against, don't nobody stop for us. And you religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropeans got the nerve to tell somebody they wrong for putting their people first. Get your ass up off my live if you don't like 𝚂𝚂𝚁𝙸𝙱𝚴. Get your ass up off my live if you don't like King Kong consciousness. Get your ass up off my live if you don't like Pan-African nationalist #1. Apologies to my United Kingdom family. I won't be there with you this weekend. Apologies to my United Kingdom family. I won't be with you this weekend. Okay? I refuse to have people treat me how they want to treat me. If I say get this ticket, you get this ticket. You don't fly me from New York because I'm not a child. I'm a grown-ass man. I live in Philadelphia. And if I say get my ticket from Philadelphia, that's what you do. You don't put me on no plane that you want to put me on. I don't play them games. Let us move on. Since I won't be going to the UK, I think I'm pulling up an African Liberation Day in Baltimore this weekend. Since I'm not going to the UK, I think I'm pulling up an African Liberation Day in Baltimore this weekend. Since I'm not coming to the UK this weekend, I'll still see y'all this fall, United Kingdom. My British family, my Luton family, my Wolverhampton family, my Bristol family, my Manchester family, my Birmingham family, my Irish family. I love y'all. Y'all been riding with Dr. Umar since I met y'all back in 2012. Ain't nothing changed. I still rock with my UK family. Shout out to my French Africans, my Belgium Africans. That's right, my Austrian Africans, my German Africans. I rock with the Africans of Europe. And I still want to do a Pan-African conference in Europe. Which country wants to host the Pan-African conference in Europe? Should we host it in Berlin? Should we host it in Paris? Should we host it in London? Where should we host the Pan-African conference in Europe? But let me get back to my point. I'm seeing black athletes tweet condolences to the victims of Texas. No problem with that. No problem with that. But these same black athletes and entertainers, who are tweeting condolences to the victims of Texas ain't did the same thing for Buffalo, New York. For Buffalo, New York. I'm trying to understand how these NFL superstars and these NBA superstars and these comedians and these rappers and these actors and these sports pundits, you're tweeting condolences to the victims of Texas, but you ain't tweet no condolences to the black victims of Buffalo, New York. You know what this reminds me of? You want to know what this reminds me of? International Africans, hit me on WhatsApp, 215-989-9858. International Africans, hit me on WhatsApp, 215-989-9858. International Africans, hit me on WhatsApp, 215-989-9858. We need to choose a host country and a host city for the Dr. Umar Unapologetically Pan-African Conference of Europe. The Dr. Umar Team Pan-African Unapologetically Pan-African I'm bringing the Western Hemisphere to the East. We are coming to Europe. The Canadian Africans are coming with me. The Jamaican Africans are coming with me. The Haitian Africans are coming with me. The Brazilian Africans are coming with me. The Mexican Africans are coming with me. The Texas Africans, the Jersey Africans, the California Africans, the Carolina Africans, the Michigan Africans, the Wisconsin Africans, the Massachusetts. I'm bringing all Pan-Africanists from the West to the East. And I'm doing it because we don't give our Africans in Europe enough attention. We don't give our conscious Africans in Europe enough attention. So if you are a very good organizer and you are not a snow bunny victim, because if you have snow bunny fever, you ain't hosting a damn thing for me. I'm going to be clear. I'm talking to my European Africans. If you and your organization wants to host the Team Pan-African Conference in Europe, you cannot be a snow bunny victim. Now, all these black celebrities tweeting condolences for the Texas massacre didn't do the same thing for the Buffalo, New York massacre. We went through this with Hurricane Katrina. Who remembers Hurricane Katrina? Who remembers Hurricane Katrina? Mobile, Alabama. I'm coming to you Juneteenth weekend. I'm not coming to you on Juneteenth, but I'm coming to you that week. I will be in Mobile, Alabama, the Monday or Tuesday after.